literally dance.
They slow dance.
One more time.
One last song.
Just one
more song.
with some wine.
Yep.
Yeah. We should just make a movie.
Make the movie.
We've got this.
It's on this record.
Well, and talking about like Topher and Sean McConnell and other writers you guys wrote with, there are 33 songwriters hailing from 3 countries and 20 different states featured on this record. And some of these songwriting relationships span 20-year friendships, and others are brand new songwriters that you guys hadn't worked with before and brand new friends. So,
I love all of this.
what was the decision to work with so many different people, and did that really open you up creatively?
Always stay open and fresh, and it leads you to all of these things, I believe. I mean, and we always do that, and it's just mind-blowing. I didn't even know those numbers.
33.
Yeah. 33.
Yeah, it's fun creating new relationships creatively that, you know, it's just a fresh kind of headspace when you go in with someone you don't know, and it's good to try different things, and we did that.
Go to the beach with a bunch of friends, and write a hit song.
All the best things happen on girls' trips with friends.
Yeah, it's been good. Sometimes you got to just step out, you know, and get out of your...
Take some new chances.
Get out of your old ways and try some things, so...
Yeah.
Why did you guys name the album Mr. Sun?
It was always the thought from the very beginning that it would be called Mr. Sun, because we felt like it was really like the sister record to Nightfall, like the evolution of things to look forward to, better days ahead.
It's a song on the record.
It's a song on the record, and the song is Melancholy, which I really love, and we did not write that song. Sarah Buxton and Daniel Tashin wrote it. And it has a very classic feeling to it, and we were drawn to the sonic sound of that song when they wrote it. And then we love the fact that even though it's a sunny record, that song is really about, I'm heartbroken, she's gone, Mr. Sun, don't shine today.
Right.
And so I'm not ready. We like that, like, real life talk, instead of tying everything up in a pretty bow.
Which is really what life's like.
Yeah.
It's not in a pretty little bow.
Yeah, never, exactly.
Okay, so let's see. Sorry, I'm reading all of your questions. You guys are asking some great questions, so keep them coming. How much input did you guys have, this is from Don G, in creating the CD, vinyl, and packaging? She loves the colored vinyls.
Oh, yeah, that's so fun.
We had a lot of input.
I feel like you guys probably had a lot of input.
Yeah, there's a tangerine vinyl. There's a baby blue vinyl. And then, I know, am I allowed to say that?
We're not supposed to say that?
No, I can. I mean, it's not here.
I mean, forget you heard that.
You guys get the tangerine vinyl, which is amazing for Mr. Sun. And we've never done something so bright and colorful. Again, leaning into the happy, better days ahead. But then there's a beautiful blue, and then there's a little bit deeper blue that's coming out at some point.
Yeah, but we are involved in everything.
I know you are.
A little bit.
Someone else just asked, did Karen pick all of the fashion? I'm trying to find the question. Chelsea J, did Karen choose the looks for the album? I love it.
She definitely, if she
In
didn't...
essence, yeah.
Probably
Let's be
pretty
honest.
Much,
Strong input?
She is
input.
strong
I like
input.
to make mood boards. And suggest
around
things.
fashion. Yeah.
She's a fashionista.
Yes.
Well, I just like it.
They come up with these beautiful things, and then they dress us accordingly.
Yeah. That's fair. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think color stories and fashion and stuff tell the story of the songs in a really visual way, like that gives you that extra little punch of like, this is what we mean. And so especially during COVID, I was like, I'd wake up and have a cup of coffee and try to homeschool, quit, and go to the porch and just make mood boards and be like, come back and go, how's the 5th grade math going? So I like to do stuff like that. I like to dream up things, especially when we have songs, and then I will take some creative time and go, what would the color story be like? Nightfall was telling this dusk story of the things that happen at night. Well, what is this record saying? Yeah. You know, and what does that color story say? And I just love it. I just love stuff like that.
Beautiful.
It's creativity.
Expression.
Yeah.
It's another way to express
expression.
your creativity.
Absolutely.
You mentioned the Tangerine vinyl, which tonight for you guys, right here on Talk Shop Live, while we're live, there's a limited quantity. The vinyls, you
It
get.
might look like this.
It might look, but tangerine.
Tangerine.
Look at this tangerine.
An
guy.
exclusive signed poster when you buy a CD or vinyl. There's a limited quantity, special price for you tonight that are watching on Talk Shop Live. The CD is $14.99 and the vinyl $39.99. You guys need this record, but
Thank you.
I'm
If
gonna
you guys
keep
buy
saying
enough
that
of them,
throughout.
I'll get the boots that are on the inside of that record. That I had to give back.
I'm like, I need to see the boots.
Ah.
That's what
No,
I
Let's
was
check those out.
And it was really hard walking
Come on,
in that
this is
field
a-
in those.
This is
They're
a-
buried
a
in the
big
grass.
bowl.
Oh, wait a minute. No, they're there.
Oh, I
That's
love
the
those.
boots right there.
Are there jewels on that? I can't. My contacts aren't that
There
great.
are,
And those are her real legs too.
oh,
Her
Look
real
at that.
legs.
no, nothing's real.
Sometimes we
on
bring in
our
fake
cover.
legs for me. Fake legs? Can I get the fake legs? Anyone?
I'm gonna
No.
need the fake legs.
Oh Lord.
Oh my gosh, that could be a song. That's just
Oh, it will be next week.
now it will
when
be.
they
The
get
next-
together, yeah.
the next record. Okay, let's see. Let's find another question.
It's kind of hot, right?
It is a little
It's
toasty.
a little
You're
toasty.
laughing.
A little toasty. Okay, let's see. You guys are making a lot of comments.
Oh, I hope they're nice.
I-
Please be nice.
Okay, Steph B wants to know, what is your favorite memory from making this album? You mentioned,
I mentioned
what was his name?
Friends,
the jokes.
Foy
Oh,
Vance.
Foy Vance.
You're talking about the mouse.
Oh, Albert.
Albert the mouse.
That's
Albert.
his name, Foy. I was being serious about a great memory writing with Foy Vance. That writing Friends of Mine. That was definitely, and then cutting Friends of Mine is definitely a memory.
Yeah.
I always just think back to when we had been separated and then got back in the studio, and it was such a weird time, but it was so great to be back together again
Yeah.
in the studio setting, which we love so much. I just, those are special memories because it was like, okay, everything seemed so abnormal, but there was a sense of comfort of being together,
Right.
making music. We were like, okay,
Like feel like
this
being
is
home.
yeah, like okay, we know this.
Right.
This feels normal, and just being grateful for that and diving back in and getting to kind of escape all of that for a while
Right.
and to be back doing what we love, and that's special. That was a special time.
So between each of you, one of you wrote on 13 of the 16 songs on the record. So can you talk about, was there a particular song for each of you that really stuck out, or there's a story that you love while you were writing?
Well, let's reference
Let's
the
reference
record.
the album.
If we
I
open
love-
up the
Which is
vinyl
available.
that tonight on Talk Shop Live is a special price of $39.99.
God Fear and Gypsies is an interesting story because Nicolette Hayford, who you guys might know as Pillbox Patty,
Right?
amazing record she's putting out, and she's so creative. And we wrote together it was the first time during the break, and Ashley Ray, that we've all been friends with for a long, long time.
Right.
We got together because Nicolette called me after, like, she had a weird dream, and she said she had the hook, and she played in a voice memo the hook of God Fearing Gypsies. And I was like, that is amazing.
Yeah, she played it for me too, and I was like, "That's amazing! I can't wait to write it." And then they wrote it.
They wrote it without you.
Well, she didn't call me.
I feel like there's still something we got to talk
It's
about
okay. It's
here.
fine.
Yeah,
I can move,
okay.
I'm moving past.
No,
it.
he was. We wrote
No.
that song at our house, and
Yeah.
so, which is the reason why I don't write at the house, because then there's like
Because then I'm going to try to nose
there's
in on it.
conflict.
Right.
I mean, he has 100% of Rich Man. It's like, is that not enough for you? That one's kind of
Also-
interesting.
Yeah. Also, Rich Man.
No.
God-fearing Gypsies.
Oh, yeah.
Also.
Also, I was going to say, Three Whiskeys and the Truth, we wrote with the Love Junkies.
Yes.
Again, not invited. But
Which
anyway.
you and Karen were both on with the Love Junkies.
Yeah.
You guys have 2 songs with them on there.
And Something Strong.
Something Strong,
Yeah.
yeah. The Love Junkies are Hillary Lindsay and Liz Rose and Lori McKenna. And
Girl Crush.
they wrote Girl Crush, and they're...
That's world class right there.
Sober.
I mean,
that
Sober.
was on 2 records ago.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing about Something Strong is that we would have these little wine FaceTime things that we would do with the Love Junkies, and one night it hit me like Something Strong is such a great song, but I felt like conflicted about the setup to the hook, that it was something that I wouldn't say. It sounded weak. And I got on a call with Lori, and she was like, I think you're right. Let's get everyone on the phone. And so then it became like this brainstorm session, and of course, they're just world-class writers, and
the best.
Hillary, I think, was like, oh, it should be this. I'm not going to be watered down for you. You better give me something strong.
She was like, is that okay?
Yeah,
I don't know if this is good, but...
I love that, through the years, we'd had that song for a couple of years.
Right.
And it's like going back to what feels like an important song, but it didn't feel like completely something we would say.
Right.
And
then
just,
reworking it.
Yeah, the willingness to say, is there something else that she would say?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, when I first listened to that one and Three Whiskeys and the Truth, I was like, oh, now that's good. Like, just that turn of Three Whiskeys of the Truth, where I think of 3 chords in the truth. I mean,
Yeah.
so good.
Thank you.
So good. Okay, of the 16 songs on the album, there are only 3 outside songs. We talked about One More Song.
Yeah, One More.
Different Without You, and Mr. Sun. So what was it about these 3 songs that you felt like we have to have these on the record?
It's that. There were songs where we were like,
have to be
oh
there.
man, I just love that. I remember the first time that I think someone sent you Mr. Sun, and I was like, man, that feels like a classic melody, and just loved it from the start.
Same thing on Different Without You.
Yeah.
I think Leslie DePiro sent us that.
Oh,
And Corey Crowder wrote that.
It's hooky.
And I'm trying to think
Sticks
who
with
else
you.
wrote that.
I'm like, who
But
wrote
man,
that? Jared Mullins,
Yes.
Steve Lee Olson, and Jordan Schmidt.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyhow, like that feels like almost an old soul record to me. Like could have been a Motown record, and you're always looking for those kinds of moments that will stand the test of time, and
Yeah.
you feel
Yeah,
like
that's one we had loved for a while.
yeah, we just loved it. So it had to go on there.
So, okay, let's see. Stephanie S. wants to know, how do you decide who sings lead on which song? Because you guys are all featured in lead on this record multiple times.
It's a process.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's right off the bat if you're writing and it happens in the room and it feels right. Then other times we get in and sing it and try different people, and it's just it's like anything else in the studio. You just kind of get in there and work it out.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gut.
A lot of times it has to do with the harmony structure, where all of our voices live. Goes from the lowest to the highest. So, it's...
move parts around, but usually, we kind of lock into it pretty quickly. We know if it's not sounding right pretty quickly. And then once we find it, it's like, oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
We've left songs on the floor for sure that we were like, sure we're going to be on a record.
Yeah.
And then they just didn't feel right. It's like putting on somebody else's clothes or something, and didn't feel right, and so they go off.
They're somewhere out there.
Literally, as you said, putting on someone else's clothes, I was like, or high heels. Putting on
Yeah,
heels.
exactly.
That's my first thought.
Exactly.
Did we get to say what was the song as you were writing that was really meaningful to you?
Yeah, Friends of Mine.
Okay, we did.
That's-
Okay.
yeah.
I was like, did I get to everybody? I was like, we'll just start going in different directions.
That's okay.
Did you say it? Did you share yours?
Well, I will say, we were talking about the Love Junkies writing, and we're not invited, but we did have a dude write.
You did have a dude write.
The first time we wrote with Tyler Hubbard and Corey
And
Crowder,
Corey.
we had a great time, and Hell Yeah was the first song that came out of that. And we've written other things together, hopefully. You may hear them down the road. You
Yes.
never know. But that was really fun. It just really came out quick. Corey came into the room. He's like, "What about this idea, guys?" Hell no. And we're like, "We're in."
Done. Which that song already has 31 million global streams since
awesome.
April, which is incredible.
My 5-year-old walks around the house singing that song.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hell no.
And there's, I mean, at that point, like, is there
No.
anything you can say because it's
No,
your
because
song?
Mama's doing it every night. So how can I say, don't do
Hell
as
no,
I
girl.
do as I say?
Hell yeah, the wine, the beer, the whiskey. All these things.
Just sing
Her,
that.
that's Dolly's other favorite song, along with Drunk and I Don't Want to Go Home. From Bandwagon.
You know what? Dolly and I are on the same page.
Yeah.
3 great songs.
Oh, yeah.
All 3 great songs. Let's think of the wine that we're going to drink after this. Okay. Okay, I was told not to. Well, I feel like this one's fine. I feel like it's
You
fine.
have to now.
No, I have
Now I'm
to
curious.
say it.
I know.
Go ahead.
Because it made me laugh that hard and giggle when I asked it. So this is going to be great. Mimi wants to know, when is Jimmy going to be on People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive?
Oh!
Yeah,
We have an
Jimmy.
announcement to make.
Come on.
Just kidding.
Never.
Have you put it?
I know, we
How
gotta
do they do?
show
I mean, like, is it,
I don't-
have we had publicity pitch that yet? Like,
I mean,
have they called?
I don't know. We got to call and say, how are we going to showcase this leading man good look today?
Philip.
I mean, I guess Jason Owen can work, all
Yeah.
kinds of magic.
That's very flattering.
So
Thank you.
Why are you blushing?
I don't know. I'm sweating.
I don't think in all the years, I don't think we've made like the people top 1,000 list or
Not
whatever.
Top 1,000.
Thank you.
Whatever that is.
We were
I don't know.
1,001.
I don't, we never make it. So
No, we don't.
I feel sexy
You
on
guys
the
should make
inside.
it. What did you say?
I feel sexy on the inside. So yeah, we can. I mean,
Oh, now
You
I'm
know
really
what?
sweating.
That's going to be the byline of the article.
Yes.
I feel
Sexy on the
little bit
inside.
down.
Mr.
Sexy
Sun,
on the inside.
Sexy on the inside.
That's the next record.
Oh my gosh, that really got me. Mimi, thank you for that.
That's funny.
Mimi.
Okay, for those of you guys that are just joining us, if I can get breath at this point from laughing at that. Tonight, only on Talk Shop Live,
Jimmy.
you get an exclusive signed
record
poster around Mr. Sun. When you buy a CD or a vinyl, we have a limited quantity.
Limited quality.
Tons of quality.
I
Limited quantity.
Quality's
know
not
quality
everything.
is
Quality is
tip
unlimited.
top.
Unlimited quality.
Oh my god, it's a good thing we love each other. Okay. Thanks all for grace. Okay, on the vinyl, it has special pricing of $39.99. The CD, $14.99. This is going off the rails.
We're fine.
She's not even drinking.
Yeah.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Mimi, that really got me. I appreciate that.
Mimi.
Mimi, I love you, Mimi.
Oh, Jimmy, she loved that. Mimi loves that.
Mimi loved that. Okay, let's get to another question while we all pull it back together. Let's see.
You like to see the signed poster?
We found out that Mimi's a cousin.
My chair.
I was thinking
Cousin
about
Mimi.
He's
that.
probably my cousin.
It's Philip's cousin.
It's actually my mom. Disguised. She's got an alternate screen name.
Mimi.
She's promoting her son. Here's our
Okay.
Poster that comes
I hope
My
I say
pants
your name
are
correctly,
that.
and I'm sorry if I don't. Please forgive me. Myrna S wants to know, what is your favorite song to sing live?
Period of all? Well, you wouldn't know.
Let's do this album.
Myrna.
Oh,
Okay.
this album.
Let's do
Oh,
this
this
album,
album.
and then we can say overall.
I mean, right now, Rich Man.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
Rich
been
Man.
really
Absolutely.
special.
Crowd
live.
just reacts like
I
crazy.
tear up. And I'm like, I
Me
gotta
too.
Sing. I gotta sing here.
I've broken up a couple times.
Yeah. Special.
What about overall? Is there one that you guys just love singing live? And it doesn't have to. Everybody doesn't have to agree, obviously.
Boondocks never gets old.
Yeah.
Ever, ever, ever.
Girl
And
Crush never gets old.
Girl Crush
No,
never gets
Girl
old.
Crush never gets old for me.
Yeah.
Better Man never gets old. Just to see whoever's going through
Oh,
something, they're just
Yes.
they're in it. They're just in it,
Yes.
singing it.
I think when you guys released that, I had just come out of a breakup, and I was like,
Oh.
thank you, Lord.
For speaking.
Also, this guy.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank
and
you,
Taylor
Lord, he is
Swift.
for
gone.
getting me out of this.
And thank you, Little Big Town, for singing my heart at that moment. Yeah, that one for me, I love.
That one's funny to watch live because
It
you
is.
can kind of
You can
see.
see he's walking through some stuff.
Yeah,
really going
people
on.
turning,
Therapy.
singing to their.
Yes.
Also, daughters right now.
Daughters,
It feels really
yes.
important.
Yeah,
and
that's
man,
nice.
the crowd, just watching the girls just stand up. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
such an anthem.
Yeah, and then there's one called Next to You on Nightfall that always feels amazing.
I love singing next
Me
to
I
you.
do too.
So Yasmin Y wants to know, describe your creative process when you write new music. I feel like that is a loaded question. Nice one, Yasmin.
Wake up, try to get a clear head. And
You know,
Open your
it's
mind.
different. I think you kind of follow the day and the mood sometimes.
sometimes you have something that wakes you up for that day,
Mhm.
an idea.
Sometimes it starts musically, and sometimes it starts lyrically.
Yeah, can be a hook or just a thought of what maybe the song might be.
Or something that's been sticking with you for a few days that you wanted to bring
Yeah.
to that moment. Like, these people might let me finish this idea.
Yeah.
I love that.
I like to write something in the moment, like something that
Something
someone's
just-
going
Haven't thought
through.
about it at all yet.
You know, like I don't know, just like an in the moment experience.
Yeah.
Are there particular places you really find inspiration? Like for some people, it's walking out in nature or just driving around your car. Like you said, someone's walking through something. Like, is there a typical place in your life you find that something really hits you?
For me, it's more about people,
Yeah.
like safe relationships and writing and honesty.
Yeah,
and-
comfort.
There's something about the shower.
For everyone.
For
You
everyone.
get a shower idea, you're like, oh, hey.
It's alone time.
Alone time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Some
that's
people it's
probably
working
what
out,
it
other
is.
people it's the shower.
Yeah,
That's
or
true. I
driving.
didn't
For
think
me,
about
a
that.
lot of times it's driving.
Yeah.
Long trips where you can just kind of turn everything off and listen what's going on in your head.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Sometimes.
I was like, that could go a lot of
Sometimes,
places
yeah,
with
that could go bad too.
All right, you guys keep sending in your questions. Joe S. wants to know, which artist would you still like to collaborate with?
Paul McCartney.
Oh, there
So
you go.
Paul, I
Throw
love-
that one out
love
there.
that one.
I mean,
Paul.
you guys were just out with the Eagles.
Oh,
That's pretty amazing.
we've
Yeah.
had so many incredible opportunities
Yeah.
to sing with idols of ours. I
Right.
mean, that we grew up on their music, and it's meant so much to us. And I mean, it's
Those moments are special, and
Yeah.
they're the ones you didn't really think about. You
Yeah.
know, like
it's like a dream come
it's
true.
a dream
but
that you
never
didn't know
even
you were dreaming,
dreamed
and then
it.
you're like, wow,
Yeah.
this
What
is
if, we,
happening.
what if we could do harmonies behind Adele?
Oh
Oh.
yes, yes.
I love her.
Me
I
too.
love her too.
I love her honesty.
She doesn't need
We
anyone
saw
singing with her. But
no, we saw her at Hyde Park after we played there with the Eagles, and man, what a
It was
what a
spectacular.
charming
Yeah.
human being and incredible voice. That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
I saw her here in Nashville, and
You
I
did.
would love to see it again.
She is
Especially now that she's got a couple more albums out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
special.
Is there anybody else you want to collaborate
very
with?
special.
gosh,
see.
Springsteen.
There you go.
Okay,
Throw out the big
okay.
dogs.
Yeah.
Listen, you got to speak it into existence.
That's right.
Speak it up. Yeah.
Speak, you
We're
guys
talking.
heard it here first on Talk Shop Live. Will you grab the vinyl?
Oh,
sir?
sure.
Thank you so
You
much.
mean-
If you've just joined us
Mr.
on
Sun?
Talk Shop
Just
Live,
joined us tonight on
Mr.
Talk Shop
Sun.
Live. For Mr. Sun, we have an exclusive signed poster that you can only get here on Talk Shop Live when you buy the CD, which tonight's special pricing of $14.99, or a vinyl special pricing of $39.99. And they just told me that we are going to extend this through tonight at midnight. Is
All
that
right.
What?
Ooh.
That's
All
what
right.
they said.
Yes.
Sounds like
I'm
a
looking
party
around
night.
the room to make sure they're still telling me this, and they're saying yes. So you guys
Awesome.
get your hands on it. There was a great question here. Now I gotta find where it went. You guys talk amongst yourselves for about a second.
I like
How you
the
guys doing?
feathers.
What do you all want people to take away from this album?
I think it's, as I think back on my life and albums that were a moment in time that I think of it, I think of an album when I was a certain age or going through something, and there was one album that always, it just kind of helped me through, all these different phases of life and connected, And I always think it would just be amazing if people look back at this album in a few years or many years and go, oh, that album got me through that time in my life, just because I can think back on so many of those. And when it takes a long time to make a record, and so much goes into it. But if you can make something that people can identify with, and they make it their story,
Right.
because of what they're walking through, I think that's really special about making music. That's something super special in what we do.
Yeah, I think, we really lacked the live music thing for a while as a country.
Right.
As a
world.
Global world.
Right.
We need, it's the one thing that brings us together and we're not divided on, is music.
Right.
It heals, it soothes, comforts, it expresses things we can't even really come to terms with on our own. Sometimes a song says it, or makes you feel something, or makes you reflect. Maybe it takes you back. It's nostalgic. And, I hope that this record has some of those elements that helps us to move forward as a society. Those little baby steps we have to take to soothe over the differences and realize what's really valuable.
Right. We're more alike than we are different.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And just our common humanity.
Yes.
Yes.
We need to be bringing people together.
Yes.
Music does that for sure.
It does. And I think the last couple of years have made us appreciate, at least for me personally, I know it's made me appreciate my family, my friends, relationships, what we all get to do for a living, and people we get to meet all the time. And I'm assuming for you guys too, just the fans that you see on the road and share their stories with you.
So inspiring.
Yeah.
And when we were able to start doing shows again, I mean, the magic and the fire that everybody was just coming with as we made music together, that was so much fun.
What was that first night like back on stage?
It was unreal. It really was. You could feel the joy. Everything breaking open again, and people going, I feel normal for a minute,
Like taking a breath.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
It was really incredible. And we were as excited, and we still are when we play.
Yeah.
We're as excited to be there as everybody else, but especially those first shows back, it was amazing. You could just feel it.
Did you guys have any nerves coming back on stage at all?
Yeah, you're like, do we remember this?
It's like, how do we do this again? Which is so crazy. We've been doing it so long, but it definitely was like, wow, how does this go?
Yeah.
How does this go again?
Which also felt really good. In a way. Like,
kind of put you on edge a little.
We get to do this again.
Right.
It's like a kid getting back to the playground.
Well, and in my head as you're talking about this, I'm just thinking about like that first harmony you guys hit together on stage, like what that moment is like, whether for you or for the fans that were at that show.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of focusing on executing. You're like, okay, do I know what I know what I'm doing. Do I? But this is so fun at the same time. So it's kind of just pure adrenaline exhilaration.
I love it. All right, so Anna G wants to know, you guys, we have a few more minutes, so keep your questions coming. Anna G wants to know, is there a song that nearly didn't make the cut on this album?
Oh,
Rich Man.
Rich Man.
I mean, it wasn't out of,
it
it just wasn't thought of.
It wasn't
because,
in the process, actually.
It's been around, like, the idea, the concept that Jimmy had for Rich Man was around, but he hadn't really brought it up in a while, and I don't know, we don't push songs on each other.
And we were also like, we have plenty of ballads.
Right. It was like,
but
that's
it
not
really
what we
wasn't
need
even in my thought. I had forgotten about it.
Yeah.
And then we were around a campfire with Leslie, a girl from our management team, and then one of our college buddies, Georgia, and we were just, it was like a Friday night around the fire.
Yeah.
And Leslie said, play me something, Jimmy, I've never, ever heard before. And he played Rich Man, and then I looked over, and they were both just weeping, like you know, real tears, and it's like, well, maybe we should cut this out.
You're like, if they're having that reaction.
Maybe there's room on this record.
Yeah, and then I would text both of them. I was like, remember Rich Man?
Oh,
and
I've
she was like, I always loved Rich Man.
Yeah.
So we just kind of went in that Sunday and started experimenting with it, and ended up, that was the track.
I'm glad we did.
Well, and probably with a song like that too, it's so deeply meaningful to you personally, and it's not knowing if is someone going to connect this song the way that you connect with it. And so sitting around that fire and just watching them like sob, that was probably just like the icing on the cake, saying, "Oh yeah, we have to do this."
Again, that's a song that brings people together,
right?
Yeah, it is what we came back down to, and all of that downtime was immediately the focus was back on the important things. All of the other fringe things just fell away, and I think that encapsulates that for sure.
Big word.
Encapsulates.
I can't spell it.
Nice word.
All right, we've got a couple more minutes left. 5 minutes left, guys. So keep sending in your questions. If you're just joining us at the end, Jimmy,
Guess what we have?
Vanna.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, tonight on Talk Shop Live, you get an exclusive signed poster when you buy a CD with special pricing of $14.99. Do you have the CD?
I do.
Okay, great.
Oh,
I'm going to try
He has
not to
the
fall
CD.
over as I reach.
You got it? Okay.
Well, maybe you should grab it.
Oh, great. I'm going to help you.
I'll go ahead
finish the
first.
CD.
That would be a good ending.
Or the vinyl for special pricing of $39.99. Oh my goodness, y'all make me laugh. Okay, Joe S. wants to know, what is your favorite lyric to sing from any of your albums? Feels like a really loaded question.
That one's a
Let's
tough
go from
one.
any of the albums and then this album.
Okay.
I'll say Bones from another record,
Yeah,
and then
that's-
I'll say Daughters from Nightfall.
I'll
For
say-
now.
I'll say Don't Die Young, Don't Grow Old.
Oh, I love that song too. That's off of
Breaker or
Breaker.
Painkiller?
Breaker.
Yeah.
Breaker? Yeah.
Breaker 1-9.
I had one and I lost it. I mean, Problem Child.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the lyric of that song.
I've off of this record, I just love so much God-fearing gypsies that I think that's a sentiment that so many people can identify
Yes.
with.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of heart in that.
Anybody else from this record?
This record.
A line. Yeah, let's do this record.
Okay.
We haven't sung all the songs. We've only sung the ones
just a
live
few.
out that we've put out into the world. So
Yeah.
Better Love,
Hell
Next
yeah.
Time, Hell Yeah,
That's fun to do.
Rich Man, and All Summer.
Also.
Yeah.
Which is, All Summer actually surprised me. I mean, we love 70s influence music, like
Right.
danceable, roller skating kind of vibes. And the crowd, it's awesome to play a new song and see them get up and like,
Yeah, it makes people move.
yeah.
My favorite line to sing live from the new record right now is "Land of the Free" in Rich Man,
Yeah, Rich Man.
because the crowd, I mean, everybody just gets
Goes
all
crazy.
patriotic.
Hats go
Yeah.
up in the air.
It's cool.
Yeah.
T-shirts get ripped off.
They're all trying to compete with Jimmy for
Yeah.
Sexiest Man Alive. That's what's happening.
I'm going to start sweating again.
It's all Jimmy's fault.
That makes me think of my dad too.
Oh,
line.
yes, me too. You're sweet,
Yeah.
Daddy.
Yeah, my dad would love this song.
He would
he
be
would-
so
He
proud.
passed away
Yeah.
quite a few years ago, but one of my last memories of him was a very young little big town doing a national anthem at a mall somewhere,
Yeah.
and my dad was sitting there, and I just remember him taking his hat off.
Yeah, he stood
He was
up
a super
and-
patriotic guy. He was in the military for 27 years, and
Wow.
that makes me think of my dad.
Yeah.
You're gonna make
I'm
me
gonna,
cry.
I'm gonna
feel
get
it.
some.
No, that
I
feels.
can't. Dang it!
I know.
I did so good.
I know. Stop it! I'm
Don't
not looking
cry.
at you. I'm
Made
not
an
looking at you. I'm
entire
not looking at
hour.
you. I'm not looking at you.
Oh, my
All right.
Is there anything we haven't covered as we wrap things up? Is
I
there
don't
anything you
think
guys
so.
want to say?
Have we told you that we have
Have we told you?
If
One
you're,
more
some
time.
if
beautiful
you're just now joining us,
an orange vinyl?
To tonight on Talk Shop Live with Little Big Town. Exclusive signed poster when you buy a CD or a vinyl. We've got a limited quantity just through tonight of Mr. Sun.
Yes.
Special pricing for the CD, $14.99. The vinyl, $39.99. Is there anything you guys want to say to everybody watching before we wrap it up?
Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, and we make music for you.
Yes.
And you guys show up every night, and we're excited to be there just like you are.
Yes.
And we're so grateful.
Yes.
So grateful that we get to do this.
We love you, America.
Yes. I love it. All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us. This has been an amazing night.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, of
You're
course.
so
It's been a lot
We
of
love
fun.
you,
for having me.
and we've
Sat down
enjoyed
together.
hanging with you.
No, I love it. I mean, I said that at the beginning, but I really do. It was the last time the three of us talked was on Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom.
Around International Women's Day, which thank you for being that honest in that conversation.
Oh.
But I love seeing you all, and this album, like I said, is just, it's so special. You guys need to get it. Mr. Sun out September 16th. Get on there right now. Get your exclusive signed posters with the purchase of a CD or vinyl. We love you guys.
Mwah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you all.